Going for a walk with a log. The dog mess with me will turn you into a hog.
I'm here with my cousin I haven't seen for many years. I don't know how many years it's been, maybe 12 or more, but here I am.
Went to the park with the doggy doos, and guess what they did?
Daisy Duty, that's her name. Going Duty is her claim to fame.
Gems, coins, gems, coins, gems, coins in news. Gems, coins, silver, gems, coins, gold, gems, coins in news. Madison.
Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. You swipe for Shopko. Why, oh why, Nick, why? Why you wanna make the green guy cry? A single teardrop from his eye while they hold me away. Barely legal, but still 18. Mister, you're in trouble now, you see. The Hulk is strong, but he won't break you free. For grand larceny, not invented, there's no debit, and no one's gonna give Nick any credit. What about layaway? Ain't nobody got the patience today. Down his pants, the Hulking goes. Incredible Nick thinks that nobody knows. When Shopko sees all Genesis, the day man did fall. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Another Nick in the hole. Sega Shopko. Why did you do it, Nick? Why did you take off from Shopko? Was it sexuality you had repressed, making you a klepto? Oh no! Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Second chances don't come free. Sometimes they come Shopko optically. Sort of squander your shot to get unbanned from Shopko, 'cause that would mean a lot. So wash your hands. Don't want the sticky fingers, so Sega get reversed. Let Nick in. Shopko forgiveness in. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Nick in the hole. Please let Nick back inside. VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for a cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they find. VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. And Melinda's.
Melinda's! Here we are. It's Tuesday night. It's VCR party time. I'm Joe. That's Nick. That's Steve. That's George. We watch VHS tapes. We are trying to watch our entire collection, and that's what we do. And I got an update about roughly how many VHS tapes we have in there.
Yeah.
I think the number's going to shock you. I think what I want to do, I want to make a meal out of this. So I want to find out what the exact number is. Then we'll have some sort of a contest or something. You know, everything's a competition.
Sure.
But roughly, what would you guess? What would you guess roughly? We haven't totaled it up in probably like 5 years now.
Yeah, I mean, we were at 11,000. We've gained some. We've also given away a lot of our doubles.
VHS of the Month Club, if you want to join the VHS of the Month Club.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think?
I'll say 12,500.
Steve,
I'm gonna go with 11,000.
George,
$1.
closer to 13,000.
Wow.
13,000. I think that's the new number that we can say whenever we spout our numbers. We can say 13,000. We'll get an exact number pretty soon here. So,
wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty huge. It's very exciting. All right. When we get the exact number, we'll have to make a contest. It'll be like one of those jars of jelly beans where you have to guess the right amount.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Hey, I was just up in the UP of Michigan, way up at the tip top, practically Canada, and they have some good thrift stores up there, as you might imagine. I went to Pack Rats. Me and the J-Man went to Pack Rats, and they spell rats with a Z, and
Very
Pack
cool.
is spelled P-A-K. And they had VHS for $0.25. That's the right price. So they had 25-cent VHS tapes. I got this. Can you put a solo on me here? Put it on George first, then put it on me. Okay. Here's Look What God Made! Exclamation point. I don't
And
know.
6 puppet songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bipedal fox? That's some god you got there.
I think they're dabbling in Old Testament on this one. So that's the fun testament. Check it out, Nick. I added it back. We got more.
Yes.
In
We
your
have,
wildest dreams.
I believe 4 different VHS covers of that feature films for families.
And they couldn't settle on the cover. And this might be my favorite one that they had.
It is, and I don't think I haven't watched it yet. Have you? We have 4 different covers. I haven't watched one of them.
Not even close, but I like every time I see one, I'll grab one. Yeah. And then a boat safety video that's still in the shrink. So Boat Smart.
Wow.
And So
all right, maybe Pete Davidson wants to buy that for $25,000 or something like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Smart investment. Well, and I see you're in Jakester's basement again with the Division Bell statues and
Okay. And a lot of board games that he hasn't played yet. Yep.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, so no one's in the office with 13,000 tapes, but we will be next week for our big Halloween show. We're excited about that. Let's get started, however, with a Found Footage Festival classic.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
Everybody's excited about Hunktober, and I thought we'd revisit, I don't know, kind of a fun tape that is called Disrobics. That was part of our Hunk montage many moons ago, and they do show wieners in it, so I've kind of had to like cut around that. But I think we can all enjoy this.
Is it a strip tease video or is it okay? It's because I think it was in the exercise. I think it was in the size montage, maybe. No. Disrobics.
Disrobics would have been in the Robics montage, but I think it might have been in an exercise montage long ago. So that's why it's a classic. I just picked one hunk who I think looks a little like Steve. You used to be a high school quarterback, right?
I was.
College too?
I was on the team. I never really saw the field, but yeah. I
all right. I think of this hunk as you, Steve.
Oh.
The name Michael's kind of like Steve too.
Mm-hmm. You remember 84, right?
No, now I wish I was though.
Plays for Team USA,
Steve, right?
Beard and white guy with a beard. Yeah, I guess so.
Did you ever have long hair like that?
No, and I didn't have the beard until much after college. So.
What about the headband? The tiny little headband.
That I had.
That was your signature look on the field.
Yeah. And the cut
not too late to pick your Halloween costume for next week. So one observation I think we've had in watching a lot of these videos is that because guys don't have that exciting of garments to take off, they always have to have 2 pairs of underwear on.
Oh yeah.
Speak for yourself.
There's like the banana hammer, then under it there's a G-string generally, I think.
Is there a name for that? The thing below a banana hammock?
Double. That's like triple underwears here.
Well, it's a 2-tone and then
Well, he's dressing in layers, which I think is the smart thing to do.
Yeah, well, it clearly got too hot. So.
In autumn, Of course.
Yeah. All right. So that's Michael. That's a little video called Disrobics. And I think it's deservedly a classic. We haven't played that one on this show, I don't think.
And what are we at? Week 17 of Hunktober?
Hey, first you complained that there aren't enough hunks in Hunktober. Now you're saying it's 17 weeks.
There's no
I complain.
satisfying,
That's my
Joe.
thing. That's my
Okay.
thing. Is I complain.
Got it. All right. As long as
Steve, who are you selling out to?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Joe. This week I am selling out for as a happy birthday to Ross in St. Louis, whose birthday is this Thursday, 10/26. This was arranged as a surprise by Ilsa. Though they were both at the 2019 Found Footage Festival open house, they officially met at this year's MelindaCon and now talk every day. I love it.
Nice.
Ross, as you know, contributed several videos that have been shown on VCR Party Live, and I believe he also won the Halloween costume contest in 2020, dressing up as all four of us.
Oh, that's right. He was good. Yeah.
that was classic.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that one. Ross, Ilsa wants to let you know that you are a whale of a friend, and she actually painted a watermelon and 3 oranges to tell you that. Obviously, that's a can look this image there. It's a reference
Diane
to
Thomas.
Yeah, of course, Diane Thomas crafting segment Nick showed. She even bought Tulip brand fabric paint too, as in totally tulip. So,
wow, it's authentic then.
oh yeah, this is great. And then some of the other things out there. Ross has a parrot named Sammy who doesn't like feet. He's an old-timey baseball fan, likes Carvel and vintage holiday blow molds, among other things. He also plays on an antique baseball team. I had lunch with Ross after MelindaCon. I did not find out all these things. So, and then obviously St. Louis, hence the image from How to Meet a Woman in St. Louis.
I went to a Cardinals game with Ross when I was doing a show in St. Louis. So
Nice.
yeah. Good egg.
One other thing that I wanted to highlight was he did a reimagining of Kirk's 40th, which I'd love to show for any of the Melindas that have not seen it. So
let's watch it. I haven't seen it in a long time either.
I remember this. Yeah. Great theme song. It works.
Patty. That's what the sun's been.
Put it on tape more fucking you did.
No.
Who can forget?
Hi, Mom. Yes, perfect.
There's the kid.
Well, any excuse to play that, but certainly happy birthday.
That's brilliant. We should show that
so
more
good.
often. That's
I
really
think,
well done.
Is this? Yeah. There's also a I was trying to find the thing with him as all four of us, but that was really accurate too. So well played, Ross. Happy birthday.
Can I ask Steve? I don't know if you'll know this or not. Maybe I shouldn't ask, but Ilsa and Ross, are they an item? Are they a match made in Melinda heaven? Or
I have no idea. That certainly
Okay.
was not mentioned in the copy.
Okay.
So I think you're going
I'm
out
just
on
wondering.
a limb there. But
I'm just asking
Well,
questions.
I think they became friends through MelindaCon, which I think
That's
is
great.
amazing.
That's great. That's great.
Well, we like to foster friendships of all sorts through our really dumb show. So
It's the opposite of speed dating. If you spend years together watching YouTube, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Everybody's getting to know each other very slowly.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Let's get into some videos from Scimitar. I got a good one tonight. Production company from Minnesota that had this kind of fun logo
Distribution
here.
company. Distribution company.
What did I say?
Production company.
Oh
They
yeah, I
produce
guess they mostly bought other people's stuff.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
so a few weeks ago, I played one called Leather and Lace. That was sort of a TNA video, and it came with 3D glasses. And basically, it was like a lady on a bed, and then they'd rotate it, and then the things in 3D were like plants and lamps and things that were on the outside. So this one is spiders and snakes and other creepy crawlers in 3D, and it came with the glasses again. So I will be wearing these and reporting back. I haven't actually tried out the 3D yet, but there's 2 affable hosts from the UK and a lot of creepy crawlies. So everybody ready?
Is this for kids? Is this intended for kids?
It's basically like little fun facts about insects and snakes and stuff, and then the 3D part of it.
All right,
so,
very cool. Yeah, give us a play-by-play.
Using the same leather and lace 3D technology.
Yeah. You see this? All right, Nick, put them on.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah, it's coming. You know, right here the font's coming out in 3D.
Oh, I wish I had some.
That's pretty cool, actually. There's a toad.
Everyone thinks they're horrible, but in fact they're not. They're lovely. They're tarantulas. Well, this is a tarantula, isn't it?
That's right. This particular one is actually called Erica,
Yeah.
and she stars in the latest adventures of Indiana Jones.
Does she?
She does.
It's time to enter the magic world
Erica.
of 3D. So put on your glasses.
Nick, would
and
you hear me like that?
The dark lens.
If you weren't wearing a hat?
No, it would not be. But
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Right eye.
Oh, it's like Erica's coming right out.
The hissing cockroach.
Oh yeah, they are using that same.
Constantly on the lookout for food.
Instead of a babe, it's a hissing cockroach in the middle.
Yeah, I mean they're very aggressive little animals as well, aren't they?
He is. I mean, even just
Look at
Even
that.
put your finger in. Look.
something like this, he'll normally try and
Look,
jump,
head
actually jump.
right the way out of the water. Look at that. He's really keen to get the end of your finger, David.
Yeah.
Just look at those waves of movement on the legs. And the females generally eat the male just after mating, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah, that's not a very nice way to go, really, is it?
What's it doing, Nick?
Cool. It's pretty cool, yeah.
More description than pretty cool. Come on.
It's coming out at me. Yeah, it's a Captain Panic production for Scimitar, which I thought was kind of cool, from 1993. So thanks. That was a team up, Captain Panic and Scimitar together at last.
I felt like I had the 3D glasses on with your descriptive play-by-play.
Hey, I don't want to take money out of Scimitar's pocket. You got to get your own 3D glasses for this. So yeah.
Can we order a bunch of 3D glasses, send them to patrons, and then we watch an EP and we mail them out to everybody? I mean, it sounds like a lot of work, but it could be fun, right?
Yeah, remember when you could go to like the 7-Eleven and pick up, your 3D Jaws glasses when they're showing it on TV? We could do it like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll give 7-Eleven a call right after the show.
I was going to say, they could all go by George's apartment, and just every Melinda could come by George's apartment, and George could each give them a...
I'll be in 3D.
There you go.
Hey, I want to start doing this up top, the funny names ABC. So we're trying to, there's a lot of funny names that pop up on these VHS tapes, and we're collecting them all, finally. And I'm in charge of this, so I'm thinking this could be a good up top thing. There's one, here's where we are right now. Oops, dropped one. VCR Party, funny name ABCs. So far we got Barry Guitar, we got Gordon Alcock, we got Reed Flake, and we have Steve Urkel. And just the one that should have been number one, Nick, you know what I'm talking about, that local commercial from
Yakima,
Washington
Washington?
State. Yeah, Yakima. Yeah. Let me just play the video, and here we go.
Hi, I'm Ben Dover from Computers Northwest. If you feel that computers create more problems than they solve, you really need us.
They know computers and they know business. I recommend them.
Yep. Bend over. I mean, obviously, right? And then we wondered, like, did he do that as a joke? He didn't seem like a jokey kind of guy. And then, Nick, we tracked him down. And we
I
talked
spoke
to him
with him on the phone. Yeah, we actually had tickets booked to go fly out and meet him and do a little interview with him in Washington State. And then at the last minute, he said his family had advised against it. So despite us saying, "Hey, we're good guys," he knew it was about the name. So
yeah. I remember, my memory is grabbing onto an apple orchard. Does he own an apple orchard?
I think so, yeah. And like we weren't going to be like, "Hey, bend over, Ben." It wasn't going to be that. It was going to be what's it like growing up with the name Bendover? Why not
Right.
go with Benjamin? You know, that why not use a middle initial? That
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
Prank phone calls. What was that like? You know. So anyway,
Maybe time to revisit it.
maybe it's time to give him another call. Yeah, we're going to be back in Washington at the beginning of December, so we could go out there, pay Ben a visit.
And by the way, I am never going to use the same font size twice. It's like a thumbprint. Each name is like a
it's like a
thumbprint.
snowflake.
Yep. Some will be in bold. Some will be regular. They'll all be Arial though. That's one thing that I will stick with.
Okay.
Do you guys remember just what was the name of the bassoon? There were 3 bassoon people.
Oh yeah, from Bassoon Basics.
Yeah.
Write it down. I gotta write it down.
I'll have to find that.
Yeah. I've got 3 more ready to go too. I'm not gonna play them now, but so Reese from Australia, he sings the songs, and he sang a song for us last week that we went out on. He got inspiration again, and he sent me another song, and it has to do with the funny name ABCs. And here's how his new song goes.
Oh, yep, 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 reed flake, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, reed flake, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, reed flake, sha-na-na-na,
It writes itself.
sha-na-na-na,
Yeah.
reed flake, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, oh, yep, 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 reed flake, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na.
That's it. Yeah.
Hold on.
Fantastic.
I like all these new songs coming from Reese in Australia. It had been a while,
same
and
here.
now there's a flood of them. So
Yeah, we caught him at the right time. Thank you, Reese. Keep him coming.
and thank you to Reed Flake too.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
of course. Goes without saying.
Dick Spittle, that was it.
Oh yes, Dick Spittle from Bassoon Basics, of course.
Sorry.
But that had to have been a joke, right? Because Spittle with the
Well, they were military, weren't they? I don't think they're
Yeah.
allowed to be funny
oh
No.
yeah, there it is. Dick
legally.
Spittle.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And so Dick Spittle was on the Bassoon Basics.
Yes.
All right, I got to
He's
make
on
a note
Bassoon
of this.
Basics.
All
Yep.
right.
All right. Funny name alphabet continues. And I don't think Dick Spittle would work for the Get a Job song parody. Dick
Those are-
Spittle. No,
There
it's
are
gotta
lots
be-
of songs.
It's
out
got to
there.
be. It's got to be 2 syllables. Hey, we're on the road. I guess like through the end of the year and then into December. So if you want to come see us, you can just go to foundfootagefest.com and /tour if you want to go directly, and you can see we're in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, where they shot The Blob. Bethlehem, PA, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Salem, Woodstock, Milwaukee, Madison, Seattle.
The new one that
Vancouver.
we added was Grand Rapids. This
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Grand Rapids.
That's up. Yep.
Yep, that's gonna be in December. That's always a fun show. Wealthy Theater. That's a cool place.
Minneapolis sold out already, so we
Yeah, we
an
added the
early
second show. We added a
Yeah.
4:00 show on that Sunday. So the 7:00 is sold out, but there is still room in the 4:00. So
Our web merch guru Glenn has also informed me that in addition to having Found Footage Festival Volume 10 out on Blu-ray and DVD, it is out today as a digital download. So you can watch this at home without having to physically own it if that's your thing. Not my thing, but
and that's the cheapest way to watch it too, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and this might be a good idea for Halloween. You can rewatch our Halloween webinar. I love this art. Yeah. So anyway, that's some fun stuff you can do right now on our web store.
There you go. Flying Windows, how about?
Okay. Now, Dave Hawkins, the host of Talking Squirrels, of course, sent me a
I
very
gotta talk
shaky.
to him about that.
He sent me a very shaky video shooting his TV VCR, and he said, "You're gonna have to do a lot of blurring, but I think it might be worth showing these flying windows from a video called Ready to Ride by Penthouse Magazine." It features these ladies here, and at the beginning there's previews, and this is the most blurring and moving blurs I've had to do in a video in VCR party history.
I just love Babyuary. This is my favorite month of the year. Babyuary is just so.
As we know, the FCC says if we show Disrobics, we got to show a Babe video. It's equal time. So by law, I need to show you.
Does it go the other way with Babyuary? You have to show hunks after that?
Absolutely.
I don't remember
Yep.
doing that in the last Babyuary, but whatever.
Well,
go ahead.
Nope, the FCC is strictly monitoring the show, and they're about the only one. All right, here we go. preview for Passport to Paradise. Look at
this was not easy to blur.
No, this was a 2-day process. Yeah. But hey, when the host of Talking Scrolls gives you an APB that
You haven't been able to use this sort of passport since 9/11, right?
no, everything
They have a new
changed
one.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a pre-9/11 passport.
Yeah.
So there it is, ready to ride. Preview of Passport Paradise with a lot of blurring. I think at least one was not that successful of a blur, but I think I did my best.
If you had been prepared, you could have done better.
Yeah, that's exactly took the words right out of my mouth.
All right, it's ravioli time. I'm so excited about these raviolis. Let's bring it on. Bring on the
I'm
graphics. Here
hesitant
we go.
about them.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
Okay, I'm super jazzed about my ravioli, and Nick, yeah. Is Steve is still watching? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
baseball.
busted again.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're the most
Barber
uninteresting
time,
baseball
72.
teams too. Like it seems like
I just like to know what's going on in the background. Every once in a while, I see people celebrate.
Okay.
He's
Real
directing.
control room going
he's,
on.
he's directing another show.
A baseball game. Yeah. But Nick, I'm sure you have a great tape too. But
Yeah.
Steve and George are going to be contributing to today's raviolis as well, because it's the 6-year anniversary of Nick and I doing our legal depositions, and very embarrassing tapes, hours and hours of footage, and you guys dove into those. But Nick, let's get our raviolis out of the way.
Okay.
First.
Yeah.
You know what I got. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to provide the palate cleanser to mine, or do you want to just ease into raviolis with yours?
I feel like we should ease in. I think.
Okay.
I think we should ease in. I have a Halloween-related video, so if you're still looking for a costume, I have one called the Party Makeup Video. A lot of stickers on it. Be kind, rewind, 7-day loan. Oh yeah, this is the library video, and $1 charge if tape isn't rewound. Warning: keep away from magnets. I mean, this is like, I don't know, and it's also discarded from the library, so that's how we ended up with it. And it's a woman teaching you how to do various makeup for Halloween. But the weird part is she didn't use any like music, interstitial music to bridge certain scenes where there's no talking. So there's just a lot of uncomfortable silences that take on a, I think, unintentionally creepy tone. So here it is, the Party Makeup Video. There's a few
Hi,
costumes.
I'm Julie Andron. You know, children of all ages love to pretend and to use their imaginations. Makeup and costumes give us that chance to step out of everyday reality. But make sure you ask Mom or Dad how to use the VCR if you don't already know how. We're here at the studio, and I'm going to transform Grant into a vampire right before your eyes. Are you ready, Grant? Yep. Well, what do you think? Here's our vampire. I think you look great. Did you get him in there okay?
Grant had a little trouble with the fangs.
This is Jennifer, and Jennifer's going to be our clown.
No music.
Yeah, they need music.
We also added a touch of white here with the gloves, and we have ourselves a clown.
Great job.
All these could be great.
This is Joey, and Joey wants to be a turtle. I thought, why not? You ready, Joe? Yep. Okay, let's go. And there's our turtle.
The Turtle Warrior. Yep.
Kid,
That
ha ha ha.
classic.
Yeah, the turtle.
Make me into a Turtle Warrior, please. That's
Can
all
we?
I'm going as.
We got to do a ha 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 as the closing of the credits, right?
That's not bad.
Can we hear a ha 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 one more time?
Yeah,
ha,
yeah.
ha, ha.
You ready, Joey?
I like it.
Jennifer's back, and this time she wants to be a glamour puss. And voila, here's our glamour puss. She's wearing a black leotard, a little white jacket we found at a thrift shop, and look what we did with her hair. We made cat ears out of her hair. Or you can go all out and do this. Or you might prefer these ears like we purchased at a costume shop. And finally, have a great time. And remember, trick or treat.
That's it. The party makeup video.
All right.
No music.
Is there enough time for me to put together a Glamour Puss costume? That is the question.
Next
I
Tuesday.
know.
Seriously, Steve. Next Tuesday, go as a Glamour Puss.
I really want to. You know what? I
Next Tuesday,
spent
get
more
your hair
this
done.
year than every other year combined on my costume. So this will be the first year.
Are you going as Michael, the Disrobics instructor?
I'm not saying.
Rebop?
Not saying.
We're all going as Rebop from the bicycle safety video sponsored by Trimanic George. Yes.
Okay, my video is very different. My ravioli, and by the way, we're only doing one ravioli each because Steve and George have a lot to show us. So this is the autopsy video. I don't have the tape, the DVD with me, but it was a double DVD, dual layers. It was like 4 hours worth of autopsy videos. Not technically autopsy. It's the guy who did the bodies exhibit. His name is Dr. Gunther von Hagens.
Yeah, he's an Indiana Jones villain.
He is. He has a thick German accent, and he wears a funny hat. He wears like I don't know, maybe something that like what they call an Undertaker would wear, maybe.
How would you like to pose me, Mr. Jones? Like
Yeah.
he would have some witty retort before he
Exactly.
atop a train, let's say.
So this guy, he developed, it's called plastinations. It's a process for preserving bodies. And lots of controversy with that. He did that bodies exhibit where you could go in and see cadavers posed and, you could see their muscles and stuff. Nick went to it. I don't know anybody else who went to it, just Nick. I think a lot of sociopaths and serial killers would go to see that. And I didn't go see it. But this guy, I was going to show some of his art. This guy at one point, there's a lot of controversy around this guy. He at one point had, I think, over 600 bodies in a warehouse that he was working with. And I think he made art out of them. The art that I saw, I think that was like bodies art. It wasn't just like bodies for science.
Right. On his show, he's having the viewers guess how many there are. Whether there's more than 12,000 bodies.
Like a jelly bean jar.
Well,
yeah.
This is from a few years ago, so maybe he's up to 13,000 too. Who knows? Anyway, I've really milked this the last couple of weeks. I put a poll up on our Patreon, and the first one was "Go nuts, Joe." You can edit this however you want. Second one was put some funny music underneath the gore, or blur out everything and just so we can listen to the sounds. C won 45% to 43% to go nuts. 43% was go nuts. 45% was for to me to blur everything out. So I did that, and I got to say, technically this is a filth corner, and most of the times I have a lot of fun with filth corners. I didn't have as much fun with this filth corner, but just let me play the opening graphic for filth corner, just so for legal reasons. So I did a lot of blurring for this. Mosaic got I worked Mosaic overtime on this
same
Mosaic
here.
thing. Yeah. So and just so you know, I blurred out mostly everything. Maybe a sliver peeks out every so often. This is your fair warning right now. There's some sounds that are kind of, splatty kind of sounds.
Okay.
But I think that's all I need to do to set it up. It's just a couple minutes long. Okay, you guys ready?
No.
It's ready as we'll always ever be, I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here it is. Dr. Gunther von Hagens. I forget what he called it.
We know where it goes in. We know where it comes out. And we know in between something useful happens. Tonight, I will show you the journey of a mouthful of food along a 7 meter of ingenious tubing.
I wanted to show this so bad, but I was just like, because it's horrifying. This is what Halloween's all about. This is like actual scary stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, unravel this woman's cut, literally. And at the time I finished, her tongue will be here, her stomach here, her liver, her pancreas, her small intestine, large intestine, and finally over here, her anus.
That's right. That's how they ended that intro. Her anus, and then into the. It should be like, "Come join me" or something, you know, like.
Yeah,
but he ended on anus, and like went okay.
Well, he's German.
Yeah. Anatomy for beginners. So they're in this room with a bunch of, I don't know, students
Corpses.
or something. You know, corpses, but then
Yeah,
also there's students there or whoever, sickos like Nick and the audience.
The most popular exhibit in New York for about 5 years running. Yep. The
And
only
who's
one
showing
who
this
went to
again?
Not the guy who, well, yes, the guy who didn't go to the bodies exhibit.
Huh.
That's who's
Well.
showing it. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
It has a mouth, an anus, some stuff around the outside, and a tube through the middle.
And now it's about the time to put the tube in to the trachea and to inflate this man's lung.
He inflates the lung.
Yeah, very clearly to see here. And I cut it through.
So I just cut together just the expressions of people who were in the audience. I went through and got a lot of reaction shots. People look like they're having a lot of fun at this thing.
What if she had the love you eyelids like Indiana Jones? That would be hot.
And a
Most of our
tray,
viewers
please.
right now.
Here is the right lung with the adhesions of this gentleman. Thank you.
And there's a reason.
So this guy is naked the entire time. Actual, like his dong is hanging out the whole time, and this woman's painting organs on his body the whole time. This is just the most baffling video.
Well, that's Slim Goodbody, but he's in the process of getting painted, I think.
More like Slim Great Body.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Hey-o.
Why that can sometimes happen. And we'll show you that back over on the dissection specimen.
And this is the right time to invite you for questions. Please.
If someone were to have an ulcer, how would that look and what exactly is an ulcer?
An ulcer actually would either appear in the lining of the stomach or in the beginning of the small intestine. And here the stomach. Okay, would you come over
They
here?
really stretch out the intestine.
The small intestine.
I mean, I just kind of feel like they're just kind of having some fun here.
That's not
Yeah,
Mac, right?
It's not who?
Mac from the. I don't want to see his.
Oh, Mac's
10-footer.
5-footer. This is like Mac's 25-footer.
Yeah.
Please go ahead here. And
Another question from the audience. Where do you get your ideas?
This is more of a comment than a question.
Actually,
I just want to take this
this
opportunity to wish Ross from St. Louis another happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ross. Where were we? What are we? Okay, here we go.
please go ahead here. And,
How did this dog get in here? Shoo, shoo.
And actually, this is what I promised you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meters of intestinal tract.
The worst magician ever. He's not going to put it back. Together,
That wasn't
right?
so bad, was it? I really like, yeah. I don't know. I think I censored too much. I think I could have shown those intestines that were all strung out. I feel like I could have shown those, right?
I think this is just part of your long con to get us, like,
I
hiding
feel
a camera in a
lightheaded,
corpse.
so yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you censored as much as you did. There were a lot of there's a vocal pact of people in our Discord who said, "Please don't show any of this."
Yeah,
turn off the.
I know. I
show.
saw some of the comments on Patreon. People were like, "I'm turning." So I eased it. I don't. Yeah. So, but what do you think? I mean, I feel like this is kind of baby steps. I feel like I've introduced it this way, and maybe I could show more going forward. It's a long video.
It's a one and done for me, but I'm not. This isn't a dictatorship. So,
Is there a month that we can dedicate to like autopsy?
The month that I'm on vacation, yeah. Yep.
Is there a month that George? Think about that. Is there a month that can be for autopsy videos?
June-topsy.
There we go.
March.
June-topsy. Yep. Perfect. It's been decided.
Well,
all right.
So 6 years ago, we were sitting in a stuffy conference room for about a week in Manhattan while these high-powered attorneys from Washington, D.C. were grilling us with questions all day. And it was dry. There were people walking by occasionally and distracting us. And this all stemmed over a federal lawsuit from us being chop and steal on fake strongmen on local news channels. And Joe, you had the idea. Let's celebrate by delving deeper into the, I don't know, roughly 15 hours of footage we have from our depositions.
How many hours are there? I think McKenna just sent you guys all the footage. I don't know how many hours there actually are. But yeah, we got sued in federal court, and then we didn't know what to do. We had to hire a lawyer. We didn't know how to hire a lawyer. We got a great lawyer out of this. And then they're like, all right, you got to do these depositions. And we had no idea what depositions were. And boy, oh boy, we learned fast what depositions were. Yeah, I in particular, I suck at depositions. I'm the whole time I just feel guilty, and I feel like you'll see them. Like I look like I'm about to cry. And I felt like I was about to cry because I felt like I was in the principal's office and they were asking dumb questions that were almost impossible to answer sometimes because they were like semantics questions. And so I'd get inside my own head. And sometimes I'd get inside my own head. My whole head, my mind would go blank. And I'd be like, can you repeat the question? What's the question? So anyway, I'm excited to see these because I've never watched them before. I stayed far away from them. And now 6 years has gone by. And I think in one of our previous shows, we showed the worst of depositions, and that did well. People liked seeing us squirm. So
yeah, well, let's
I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Steve, you delved into these? George,
yes.
Too? Okay.
Yeah, I think we both did. I think I'll go first. If that's right with George.
Yeah.
And so what I focused on was just the two different styles you guys had. And so what amazed me, and I know there's obviously a lot of pressure going on, and you guys are very worried about, if you watch Shop and Steal documentary, it gets into this, but worried about losing your livelihood because there's assholes are suing you for, a joke.
Yeah. By the way, Steve just got sued for saying that.
Yeah, probably.
Paul Anderson.
I'm going to have to. I do think you hear Anderson. I think it's Anderson, or it's either that or the camera guy laugh at a few of these. But first, let's look at how Joe handled the, what his strategy was.
By the way, let me first say, like, when we finished these up, they were like, hey, do you guys want these deposition videos? And they quoted us a price that was way too high. But at this point, we didn't have anything to show for this lawsuit. So we're like, yeah, I guess we'll spend way too much money on these. So this is like the most we've ever spent on video before right here. So
$700.
Like it. Yeah. $700. Yep.
All right. Here is Joe's style, and then we can compare and contrast with Nick.
Boy, here we go.
Nick. My wife probably knows about it. Wife does know about it.
Is that the beginning?
I'll warm up here. I'll get better. I looked through that initial sheet that we had sent. That just the first thing that was handed to me when I got served, just a review. But that's it.
The complaint?
The complaint. Yeah.
What do you remember from your journalism classes?
Not much.
What year did you graduate in?
2000? Maybe 1999? I don't remember. It's one of those. 1999 or 2000. That should be something I should remember. But
So you stayed up 4 days straight?
There were some naps.
To watch like 10 years worth of Full House?
Yeah. No, we did it. Well, yeah, officially. We did it. It's hard to tell what full-time is. What would you? How do you define full-time?
Wait. So back up.
It's not through found.
Let's observe silence on these.
It's hard to tell what full-time is.
10 years worth of Full House?
Yeah. No, we did it. Well, yeah, officially. We did it. It's hard to tell what full-time is. What would you? How do you define full-time? And so, it's not through found. It is to found footage. They pay it to found footage. Yeah. What was the question? Taking some classes.
Well, you didn't remember those. You just testified.
I'm sure I did. I'll go ahead and say yes, I took a journalism class. Although I don't think, I might not have. I can't remember. I don't remember anything from them. It seems like I would have, but I don't remember writing no, I don't think I did.
So you don't have any experience yourself in journalism?
I do. I mean, I write for The Onion.
Is that journalism?
Maybe not.
So you don't do any fact gathering when you write
No.
articles for The Onion?
No. Well, Google searches, you know. How did we create it? We thought about it. I can't remember. I can't remember.
What's Legal Weasel? What is that?
That was your strategy that I figured out or after watching it. And actually, George and I discussed it. We're like, it was brilliant, you know. You went with the Legal Weasel strategy, and you just played dumb, and I loved it. Like,
yeah, I
getting
played
the question
dumb
halfway through, and
yeah, that was my strategy, to play dumb.
Brilliant
Yeah, that's what I did.
tactician in three-dimensional chess.
Well, you know what I do? What I will do, like on our last trip to Georgia, Nick, we got pulled over, and I'll always tell, like, whenever they ask what we do, I'll always tell them way too much information. I'll say, like, we find VHS tapes at thrift stores and garage sales. Now, we've known each other since we were in 6th grade. Never since. We've always worked on funny projects like this. We had a thing called the Daily Chimp, and I'll tell them way too much information.
Guess how many tapes we have?
Yeah, exactly. I'll lull them into like being bored and wanting to get rid of me. So I don't know. I'd love to say that that's what I was doing with these depositions, but I think I was just deer in headlights.
it was great. You'd talk yourself in circles. She'd ask you for a question, and you'd go on for a good 4 minutes. Like
I think what I was trying to do is I was like, what answer does she want out of this, or what answer does she not want out of this? Which is going to exonerate me from this? So I think that's where my head was going.
Well, there were numerous times, like after watching the two, where you went one direction and then Nick went another. Like, you were very clear that the idea was for a found footage festival, and Nick numerous times would be like, this wasn't for the found footage festival. At this point, we didn't know we were just doing it as an experiment. And after watching it, I was like, oh, I don't know how they got off. But Nick versus the lawyer was much interesting. It was very much reminiscent of A Few Good Men, where like they had like this repartee where like Nick was just stone face, and you could tell that he just wanted to tell her that he ordered the code red. But here's Nick.
That he what? That he wanted to code red?
He wanted to order the code red. Did you ever see A Few Good Men? It's once again, it's
okay.
I wanted to order a code red Mountain Dew because I was parched the whole time. You hear my lips smacking throughout.
All right, here we go.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony given in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Do you recognize this document?
Yes. This is my personal response to the interrogatories, the first set of interrogatories.
And would you classify it all to be Alf fan fiction?
Yes.
And this fiction is pretty obscene, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Can you turn to the picture you drew on page 4?
Okay. Yes.
Is that you and Alf naked playing board games?
Yes.
Did you not draw this at least 6 other times in the document, and would you now regard this as overkill?
Yes.
Now on page 7 and 8, are those all drawings of Melmacian sexual organs?
Yes.
Would you say you are familiar with Melmacian sexual organs?
Pretty familiar.
Have doctors warned you about your obsession with Alf?
Yes.
You grew up in Stowe.
Yeah, yes, I was there till I was 18.
Was it here people began calling you a sexual man?
Yes.
What was the impetus of you being called a sexual man?
I think it was mostly high school girls' basketball games.
I feel like if I ask a follow-up, I'll regret it. Will you nod if that is correct?
Wait, back it up. What? I missed that part. Back it up. What was the question?
I want to know who
the impetus of you being called a sexual man.
I think it was mostly high school girls' basketball games.
I feel like if I ask a follow-up, I'll regret it. Will you nod if that is correct?
Can we take a bathroom break? Okay, thanks.
Oh, well done.
Well
That
done.
was funny.
Well
Amazing.
done. Oh, nice work. Yes.
But you could tell you could tell the voiceover is fake because they asked if I thought that was too many sexual drawings of Elf and if that was overkill, and I said yes. I never would think that in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, this could be a lot of fun to have questions for. Oh yeah, to sub in the questions for Nick's responses. Oh, let's have some fun with this. Yes.
Oh,
mine
no,
aren't
and
fun.
this-
Mine are just like squirms. Mine are just like, oh, watch that. Look at that man drowning. That's what mine is. Nick's are fun. Let's do more of these. Let's have this be a regular segment.
Whose voice was that? I didn't recognize.
It was Neil Ross from this week's Saturday morning cartoons.
Doing a brilliant lady interrogator. That was good.
Oh,
Well, because the first few questions I didn't know because it sounded like you had just boosted the audio on the lawyer who was actually questioning me. That was good stuff. That was well done.
The part with the elf thing, the very first elf question, I thought that was real. I was like,
because they did ask us about like frisbee fuckers and they were asking me about journalism too, and then I said, yeah, I was a photographer. I shot things for the news station that ended up suing us. And they said, what did you shoot? I said, mostly high school girls basketball games. So that was a good pull.
Brilliant move,
Well
Steve
done.
and George. Yes.
Wow.
Well, that was all Steve.
That's all
But
Steve. Nice work.
This is going to be a new segment that we call Depo Babies. All right.
Flattering still.
The
Do you have one too, George? Or
yeah, I have a few that I mean these I didn't joke this up at all. I just found these really interesting to see. Like I don't know. Well, so it's interesting to see Joe like just trying to figure out what he even thinks is the answer on some of these. I mean,
I'm having like internal conversations.
Yeah. So but I think you can't understand why she asks questions where the answers are completely obvious. So that's why. But for you to get to saying the thing that is obvious is really difficult.
Do you see the recipes down 3
This is for Chef Keith.
paragraphs down? The bulleted recipes.
Oh, yeah.
Who created these recipes?
Either Nick or I.
Did you create the names? Did you create the names for the recipes?
Either Nick or I did.
Did you actually create real recipes that go with these names, or did you just create the names?
We just created the names.
What about the Live, Rock, Eat motto? Did you create that?
Yes.
How did you create it?
How did we create it? We thought about it.
So go to on the second page where it says talk about your charity. How did you come up with the leftover project?
We thought it. We thought it up. We brainstormed it.
Synapses fire.
Oh
hence-
yeah. Well, and you know what my tell is? My tell is to kind of like fiddle my mustache. I'm just like noticing things like my body language, my nervous body language. I'm just really seeing it now. It's like,
But it is fascinating that she didn't take. I created it as a sufficient answer. That's what. That's why. Like
They
how did
Anderson told it like they try to trap you. So
Right.
They have to get you to admit to a certain thing so that they can say, well, they admitted to this
Right.
specifically, therefore this. So that when they get you in the courtroom, they've trapped you and so like that was what all this was. You know?
There were two lawyers on their side, and I bet once they saw me, they just saw like blood in the water. I bet they were like elbowing each other the entire time, like, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park.
Well,
Let's
I
ask
googled
some
one of
real-
them.
Yeah.
And she went to Harvard and had like a pretty incredible like pedigree, and for her to go through all of that to ask you about turbo gravy was
yeah.
I mean, think about what we as a
I'd feel
country-
bad for them if they weren't being paid $1,000 an hour for this.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
All right, let me see where this
All right,
goes.
here we go. Oh yeah, nervous Joe.
Did I think it was funny? I don't know.
Why would you write it then?
For an idea list, you put out ideas, and you see what other people find funny.
For Chef Keith to say on air.
Correct.
Yeah, just it was the idea that you were trying to explain the process to her was brutal.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I thought it was funny enough to put it on a list. That's what I should have said. That's what I'd normally say under normal circumstances.
Well, right, but normal circumstances, you're not looking. You might not like lose your house or something.
All I could picture was her like turning to the jury and saying, "And he found this funny."
Right.
How convenient. He found this funny. Now, you, the members of the jury, do you find this funny? And then they all shake their head no.
Try a little bit of this turbo gravy and tell me how funny you find this is, members of the jury.
They pass it around.
Let me show a little bit of Nick here. And I know I'm sort of running along here, but
Your niece and nephew fuckers to their face.
No.
all right. So this is from Chop and Steal, shown in Chop and Steal, the movie where she's asking Nick about using the word fuckers and whether he calls his niece and nephew fuckers.
Well, I wouldn't swear in front of my children.
Who else do you call fucker?
I don't know, any number of people.
Did you call Mr. Duff a fucker?
That's our lawyer.
Possibly. In a communication with Joe, possibly.
Would you say it to his face?
I'm friendly with Anderson, so maybe.
Would you call him?
Look at those eyes
who
moving.
You don't know a fucker to their face?
To their face, no.
Would you think that was offensive?
Sure.
You know what's got to happen next, right?
Yep. Here it comes. Yes.
Yep, I was thirsty.
Nick,
Can you imagine trying to quench thirst?
Pucker up those lips.
Yeah, but then you kept doing it.
I don't.
Kept doing it.
You
Yeah.
unscrewed it every time.
Then you took another glass and then
Pucker up those lips.
over and over again. It was really
Take a
Yeah.
sip. Nick.
that's not net.
Hilarious.
That's why you had to go to the bathroom so all the time.
Right, that's the process. You drink things and then you have to expel them.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
you saw in that video, the autopsy video, how how things go from one end to the other.
Yeah. It was so dry in that room.
Just like your comedy.
Oh, get a bloody nose. Get a bloody nose.
I noticed
Came
that
close.
yesterday and today you wore plaid.
Yes.
Looks like flannel? No.
I don't know. It's cotton, I think.
Objection, that's clearly not.
Oh, it's checked. It has some checks on it. Yes.
Objection. That's
Mr.
clearly-
Pickett, Mr. Pickett wore a checkered shirt as well.
Did he?
Is that a branding decision that you guys made?
It's a decision of never being more than 3 feet apart and having a hive mind after knowing each other since we were 10.
Is it like, have you guys discussed it as part of a found footage festival professional image?
No.
Yeah, Nick, we did.
Yeah, that's right. It was. Hey, our professional image is this. We were plaid all the
Were you
time.
bored on tour?
Perjury.
Wait, back it up.
I heard a good
I don't
lip
want to
smack
miss a
there,
word
too.
here.
Festival professional image?
No. Well, no.
Were you bored on tour?
We're very busy people. We're not bored.
What about 2 lines down when it says, "This is how we entertain ourselves"? So, the chop and steal gags is how you entertain yourself?
That's one of the aspects, yeah.
So those performances were for your entertainment?
Not exclusively.
She was trying to trap me into saying
they
it
were
wasn't
in
an
part to
experiment.
entertain yourself.
Yeah, this is like a logic
I would
game.
say almost everything we do is to entertain ourselves.
Information to
Good
dispute
answer.
that. Is that correct?
I don't know whether I have information to dispute that. I would disagree with that.
Take a sip. Let's go to the bathroom.
Well, now is the time to tell me if you have any information to dispute that. What information do you have to dispute that?
Well, I said I didn't know whether I had any.
Well, either you have information or you don't. Are you aware of any information that
I'm with
disputes
her.
Mr. Pickett's testimony from yesterday?
Am I aware of any? No, maybe interviews in which we've discussed.
So, sitting here today, you are not
Guilty.
aware of any information that disputes Mr. Pickett's testimony from yesterday?
I'm not aware of any documents that would dispute that.
Guilty.
And if Mr. Pickett testified
Talk about your
yesterday
testimony.
that you and he wrote these emails together, you have no information to dispute that. Is that correct?
I don't know whether I would have that information. I don't.
I don't know what she's trying to ask. What is she asking?
Mr. Brewer, you either have information or you don't. Do you have information to dispute Mr. Pickett's testimony from yesterday?
I don't know.
This is so. I don't know if you've ever been like pulled over, or like you're with a friend and they get pulled over, and then you have to see your friend who you like and you know have to deal with a cop, and like
Yeah.
they have to be forced into that terrible way of being. It like
Yeah.
you see somebody getting bullied in real time. I hate that, and that was what it was so uncomfortable to watch that, and now I'm letting everybody feel uncomfortable. But I don't like the way you were treated, Nick. Joe,
Yeah.
I think that was.
Well,
I think
I
you
thought it was
said-
fine. I was actually taking her side most of the time.
You
I was
would've-
like, she actually brings up some good points.
You wouldn't have minded if you lost the case as long as Nick got hurt,
She
right?
wanted to know if
Well-
I had information to contradict Joe's testimony from the day prior, and I didn't know what Joe testified prior, so I didn't know if I had information that contradicted it or not. So she was again, it was like this weird logical semantic thing that
Brutal.
was very uncomfortable for
all right.
But
I'm
we
happy
won the
to-
lawsuit.
We won the lawsuit.
Those idiots caved, and we didn't give them anything they wanted, and so there, we wasted everybody's time.
Yeah, it was nice to see Nick do some squirming on that one. Because in the worst of depositions that we did for the show, you were very confident. You're always like, yes, no, sir, yes, sir. But
No,
that
there
one
were
was fun
long
to see you
pauses where
squirm.
he thought about things.
I
Like,
think
you can see the thinking going on.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what Joe is saying is you have to think of like, okay, they're trying to trap me here. I have
Right.
to dispute that trap, but I don't want to perjure myself. So
Right.
it's like you're thinking three levels.
All those board games prepared you guys for this, I think.
Yeah, I think they did.
We sucked at these things. We clearly sucked at them, but the ends justified the means, and we didn't have to go to court. We settled out of court, and we totally won. So I guess we knocked it out of the park, these depositions, right?
Well, and it was thanks to folks who donated to us on
There
GoFundMe
you
to
go.
help pay our lawyer Anderson, who was really the hero here because he actually did the heavy lifting and knew all the precedents and things for parody and satire and all those things that helped get us off of that. So anyway,
I want to do a regular segment where we ask Nick questions in the depositions. That was fun. That's the segment right there. That's fun.
By the way, Joe, don't be so gung ho. I was gonna do one for you, but then I was like, I kind of want to debate the Melinda's into believing Nick segment was true. So I figured if I just showed you as
I bought it.
I did
bought
it for
a
both.
sec. Yeah. Well, Joe wouldn't be ashamed of anything you could put in there. So there's really
I think we could still have fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah. So happy 6-year anniversary to the most
Us?
uncomfortable week of our lives,
Yeah.
and let's get into some cyber videos, shall we?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Let's get into
Cyber
it, sir.
videos.
Thank you, sir. Alrighty. cyber video time. You know, I'm not doing IMGs this week. Let me kick things off. I have a Halloween cyber video that Farmer Dan sent me a while ago. I think I played this. I don't remember when I played this, but I think we played it at Arlington, Virginia, Nick, recently or so. I think I might have showed it on the show. It's called Chatting About Halloween. It's a public access show. I think it might be from Massachusetts, but it might also be from Virginia. I think it's hard to tell, but listen for clues here. But it's a bunch of kids sitting around, and I don't know what the intention was of this show, but there's no direction. There's no direction here. It's three little boys given a microphone. None of them wants to talk. Here we go. Chatting about Halloween.
Hey. Hello. What are you gonna be for Halloween?
A headless horseman.
That's nice. I'm gonna be a ninja here.
I'm gonna be a Grim Reaper for Halloween.
Wait a second. I'm gonna be a ninja here. Is that northeastern, Steve?
I'm pretty sure Somerville is the town outside of Boston. I'm sure there's probably other ones, but
okay. But I'm gonna be a ninja here. Like that's.
I think they're from New England.
I mean, that's how they would say I'm gonna be a ninja here, right?
Yes, it's definitely.
I'm gonna be a ninja.
All right.
Here.
I'm gonna be a Grim Reaper for Halloween.
I'm
gonna be a headless horseman for Halloween.
Steve, did you direct this?
Look at this kid's expression. This kid looks like me at deposition time. This is me giving a deposition.
I might be going to a Halloween party on Halloween at nighttime.
I think that's the right direction there, right? It should be on that kid while the other kid's talking about the Halloween party, right?
Yeah, this gape mouth kid drowning in his t-shirt. Yeah, that's what you want.
And my favorite game for Halloween is apple bobbing, and
it looks like Grant the Vampire.
I like being on channel.
Oh yeah, he does.
The party
3.
makeup.
It's really fun. And that wraps it up.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah, they nailed it. They nailed it hard. Yep, it was a perfect show. Stevie did a good job directing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get a shot of me here, Chippa. Yeah, let me show another Halloween video. This is a public access. Actually, this aired locally in Detroit. It was a dance show, kind of like Chick-A-Go-Go in Chicago, with kids and adults dancing together. This is their Halloween episode, and the Instagram account Neon Talk posted a little bit of this. So here's some highlights from the Detroit Halloween episode.
That's actually how Skeletor danced.
Yeah, that's how Skeletor and He-Man dance.
This isn't Disrobic, is it?
I don't think it turns into that, though.
Yeah, I just saw a cowboy in it.
Voltron isn't in a dancing mood.
Confused Voltron.
Cool to see He-Man and Skeletor dancing together, though.
I like the song.
Same here. Yeah. All right. That's a little bit of Detroit's dance show from the 80s. Thanks to Neon Talk for posting that. Great video. Loved it. Steve, what do you have?
Steve.
I am doing a jock sham, so I will play my.
It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. Boring you with a signature draw. It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. This rap is done, now it's over to you.
So this jock sham features a Detroit Tiger pitcher, Mike Henneman, and he ended up being a Hall of Famer, but you could tell they didn't know how to utilize him. It's for Kroger, and see if you can figure out why they chose Mike Henneman out of any other person alive.
Curveball, yeah.
Hills Brothers Coffee, 26-ounce can, just $4.49. Regular or home-style Tropicana frozen orange juice, 12-ounce can, $1.19. And Cottonelle bath tissue, 6-roll package, only $1.79.
By the way, I figured it out as I was watching it. It's because he was a closer, so he got saves. That's why.
Oh, so saving.
I've watched it 5 other times. And by the way, that is also from the soon-to-be birthday boy, Ross from St. Louis. So thanks, Ross, for sending that along.
Okay. All right. So he gets saves, and that's savings, and saves kind of sounds like savings. Is that right?
You save it. They were the song was Save It, Save It. I guess you're going to get savings on these things.
Never have doubted Kroger.
Yeah. No, they outfox me.
George.
So
I remember cleanup.
I remember in 1990 getting very excited when I saw a commercial for the Horror Hall of Fame that was going to air on Fox. This was the lowest budget award show. They tried to make it a thing. It lasted 3 years. I rewatched it, and the thing that stuck with me, in addition to the awkward cutaways to the audience, and sometimes a weird mix of presenters, was the sponsors and how they presented those.
From Universal Studios in Hollywood, California, the monster movie capital of the world. It's the Horror Hall of Fame, an all-star tribute to terror, starring Robert Englund, plus lots of horrifying surprises, starting with me. I'm Shadow Stevens. The Horror Hall of Fame is brought to you by Dentyne. We'll take care of your breath. The rest is up to you. And by Hulsa Shampoo and Conditioner. The word means health. The name means beautiful. And by Ultra Slim Fast, a delicious, healthy way to lose weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's first inductee into the Horror Hall of Fame, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Get ready.
Normal presenter. Audience
Please welcome from Who's the Boss and Cujo, Danny Pintauro, and from Friday the 13th, my nemesis, Jason.
In 1968, zombies invaded Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania, replaced Transylvania as the new home of horror. Our 4th inductee, Night of the Living Dead.
I look forward to seeing you all next year when we do the sequel, Horror Hall of Fame 2.
The Horror Hall of Fame has been brought to you by Trident Sugarless Gum and by the full line of quality cars from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai. And by Pepperidge Farm Cookies. It's the Horror Hall of Fame 2, the 2nd annual All-Star Tribute to
they
Terror,
actually did make a
with
second
lots
one?
of
They made
horrifying
3.
surprises, starting with me. I'm Shadow
We
Stevens.
got Shadow back. Same footage. Hollywood Square.
The Horror Hall of Fame is brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft Light, the beer with the big draft taste, and by rich, creamy Nestle Toll House morsels. Make your house a Toll House.
Morsels.
And by Ultra Slim Fast,
Back again.
the delicious, nutritious
Wow.
way to lose weight.
It's the Horror Hall of Fame 3, an all-star tribute to terror, starring Robert Englund. I'm Shadow Stevens. The Horror Hall of Fame is brought to you by Nightmare, the interactive video board game that will thrill you with an hour of frightening fun. Butterfinger Candy Bars. Menon, makers of Speed Stick antiperspirant and deodorant. And by S.C. Johnson's Toilet Duck.
From ABC.
That, like, I always found those ridiculous, but the worst was when it was on the news in the 80s.
This is World News Tonight.
In a moment, a report on today's developments in the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan.
ABC's World News Tonight.
The toilet dog?
Brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Now, just that whenever you hear the announcer doing like an ad, for, like reading the copy, it'd be one thing to say it's brought to you by Budweiser, but
yeah,
by
I
Toilet
like-
Duck.
It's not quite the same thing, but I like when the NFL guys are like, And on tonight's Young Sheldon, Sheldon finds himself in a pickle with, like they're having to read
Yes.
copy. These
Yes.
died
They
in the
still
old
do that.
sportscasters. I know.
You'll still hear like Troy Aikman read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have time for maybe one nice thing? We're running a little long here.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Do we want to show the graphic? Do we need to show the graphic? We do.
All right,
show
one
the
nice
graphic.
thing.
All right, so Flower Power. Do you remember Flower Power? It's that video. David Cross gave it to us. As legend has it, it was found out by a dumpster in Universal or some in Hollywood somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a pitch tape for a movie, and this is just a quick 2 seconds.
To light up with stars to the music from Smoke on the Water. Dun 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 dun.
So that's what it is. It's this guy's pitching this idea for a movie, and it never got picked up. But the VHS tape made the rounds. The pitch tape made its rounds, and I think somebody saw. No. He had a phone number up there, and we called it like I don't know, probably 5 years ago. I think right when we started doing VCR Party, and I talked to his wife, and something else spurred it. I can't remember what, but I called back. Or I emailed him. I got his email address. That's what it was. I think Joe Blevins put us in touch with him. And he sent back. He's still out there. He's still working on Flower Power. He's obviously put all of the money into the wardrobe. And I've been emailing back and forth with him saying, like, hey, we're going to be in Phoenix. Maybe we can shoot a little interview with you, or we can shoot a little mini documentary about the Flower Power thing. How did it get made? Are you still working on it? Maybe we can do a GoFundMe with it can be a Melinda's production, the Flower Power movie. I don't know. I've been emailing with him. I hadn't emailed him in like 6 months. I reached out to him the other day, and he said, good morning, brother Joe. He responded right away. He said, Flower Power is slowly growing like a flower opening its petals to receive the light. I water it every day. I would love to meet with you. I'm in Northwest Phoenix. I look forward to meeting you. So, Nick, we're going to be there in January, and so it sounds like we can meet him when we go out there.
Fantastic.
Also, attached to his email was this. He made T-shirts that are hard to explain, too. I guess he's in the hard-to-explain
competition.
business. Yeah. So he sent me that attachment without any, he didn't, no explanation at all. But I want one of those shirts badly.
Same here.
So anyway, we're still in touch with Flower Power with DL Live, and we're going to meet him in January.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope we can get that movie finally made and get all the license cleared in time.
I mean, the wardrobe's already done. So
yeah, that's true.
No budget on that.
We're halfway there. For those of you who join us on Patreon, each week we do a bonus episode for $10 and up patrons. And last week there was some controversy. We played Mermaids Illustrated, which, Joe, as you pointed out, is a Babe video. And I said I don't think we can show dongs on Vimeo, which is what hosts are too hot for YouTube videos. But I did some research. You can show dongs on Vimeo. So.
I'd love to see your Google search for that.
Well,
was it just that? Can you show dongs on Vimeo?
Yeah, well, some Melinda's wrote in said you could, and it looked like you can. You just have to put like an adult content thing on it. So
a dong warning.
A dong warning, yeah. So with a dong warning for Humptober, we're going to close it out by watching a little bit of Males in Motion, the 1986 video featured in our Volume 10 show with a lot of flapping wieners in it, a lot of fanciful costumes, and that should be a lot of fun.
Okay, that's cool. What other things do we want to talk about? Halloween costume contest is next week.
We're getting some good ones too.
Yeah,
they're really flooding in now.
I'm not looking at them. I want them to all be surprises. You're leading. You're heading this up, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Compiling
we've got a week. So 1 week from today, we want them by 5 p.m. Eastern time on October 31st. We will show them on VCR Party, and just so you know, kind of like what you might be up against. We talked about Ross's costume for before. This is can you see here? This is where he went as all four of us.
Yeah.
There's George with his hand over, and there's me with Gordy there. You have a Bazinga pint glass there, and then there's Steve in a too dark room because that was the thing at the time, I believe.
With a hat on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So shocking accuracy with these costumes. It's going to be fun to see what all the Melindas have come up with. You have a week to put something spectacular together and win valuable prizes from your friends here at VCR Party.
All right, for Saturday, George, what do we got for Saturday?
Oh, a little something called Mask Me Another Year 3.
Yes.
And I believe Year 2 is going to air tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Drop. It'll be on.
Yeah, you're going to play some highlights from last year's Mask Me Another competition because we spread it out over a bunch of different shows. So you cut it all together into one.
It's
show.
it's a reel for the network to sell it.
Did I win it? Did I win it last year?
You won it the first year.
Okay.
People are going to have to tune in to see who won the second year.
Okay, that's tomorrow night on.
And then
on our
third year,
channel.
Saturday morning.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, brand new.
Okay, looking at Hell and with Caitlin's joining us for that too. So yeah, can't wait for that.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's all we got for announcements. I think we're done shilling for the evening.
What are we going to go out on, George?
Oh, this is a little film called it's a JVC. I believe it's called Slow Rider. It's a JVC video editing sample film. This is supposed to show what they can do.
Oh.
1981.
Okay, 1981.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
And we'll be right back right after these words.
Happy birthday, Ross. Everybody's a puppet when they're dead.
For additional terminology, consult the source book that comes with this video.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
My nose isn't for yuck anymore.
Ooh. That's all I'm doing.
Cheerio. Have a good day.
Sizzler.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
Good luck from all of us at Hagen.
And Kurt Polster, the real great guy.
Night, night.
Goodbye.
Jim's coins in Hilldale.